Hello, everybody. We are back with episode 2 of Hilda in Sagas. I don't think we're going to waste much time. You know who I am already, but you might not know our guests, the rest of our players. So we'll do a quick round of introductions before getting into it. Andre, where can people find you? What do you do?
Hey everybody, I'm Andre. My pronouns are he and they, and you can find me at Andre Rivera Art on social media when I decide to use it, which is in sporadic bursts of whenever I decide to have social energy, as well as at my website, andrerivera.art, where you can see my illustration portfolio, my actual play portfolio, and some podcasts that I'm in, as well as some games that I've designed as well. So feel free to check those out. And if you are interested in commissioning me or having me on a show, feel free to reach out to my Gmail. That's it. Pay me money.
Mood. What about you, Hope?
Hello, everybody. My name is Hope Lavelle. You can follow me on the socials at the Hope Lavelle. You can watch me play an 80-year-old adventuring grandmother on Children of Erte on the Demi-Plane RPG Twitch channel every Tuesday. I'm also a dungeon master for Misfits of Alceta on Wednesdays on the Boy Roll channel. That's pretty much what I do. Good to be here.
Glad to have you. How about you, Javante?
Howdy, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, non-binary findies, and hellions of all walks of life. I'm Javante. I am a TTRPG goblin that predominantly DMs games lately. You can find me on my social media at Twitter, predominantly at Javante. You could also find me DMing for Inferno over on Initiative Order. You can also find me in several things on Wanderer's Haven. I'm kind of everywhere, so just track my social media over on Twitter to see what I'm doing.
Awesome. Glad to have you. And last but certainly not least, Hafu.
Hello everyone, my name is Hafuban. I am a voice actor and streamer, pronouns she, her, they. I also go a little bit by they, them as well. You can find me on Twitter, or you can find me at probably my business email on my Twitter as well. I'm Hafuban everywhere, so do let me know if you want to find me anywhere.
Awesome. And with intros out of the way, let's jump back in to Trollberg. You all wake from your individual rests in your individual homes. And this morning, we are going to start with Trent. What's your morning routine like?
Trent wakes up fairly regularly at like the same time. Pretty much as soon as the first rays of sun like hit his window, he's awake. He tends to immediately try to get dressed in whatever is the most comfortable and washed. And if his mom is awake, he will probably be eating breakfast. If she's not awake yet, he will be making himself some toast. And just kind of looking out the window and just watching the street.
Fortunately, today's a weekend, no school. When you come back downstairs from your room, you see that your mom is on in her favorite armchair watching the news, and you see a face on the screen that you recognize, and you see a campaign ad, Mr. Garm for mayor. And you see him like smiling brightly, shaking hands with children, and his voice over there's a voiceover of him promising to clean up the dirtiest portions of our lovely city and making them shine as brightly as the brightest. It seems like there's a littering problem that is the biggest, piece of his campaign. And when you come downstairs, your mom is watching this, and she turns around. Oh, hey, good morning, dear. Would you like some breakfast?
I was just going to make myself some toast. I was going to go to the park and meet with my friends.
Oh, that sounds lovely. Would you like a ride?
I'd like to walk, actually.
Okay, suit yourself. She
And then you
leans
will-
back into her chair and is fidgeting with an old, very old, looks like a piece of driftwood.
Mm. Do I want to question that? That's a hint of something. Do I want to question it? I'm gonna roll a die.
Yes,
Evens
please
is
do.
I'm gonna question that. It's evens. I'm questioning that. I'm just going to. He's going to. Again, like he tilts one head to one side and then tilts to the other side. You okay, Mom?
Oh, yeah, I'm fine. And go ahead and give me a check to see if she's actually okay.
Oh, good. What would that role entail for me?
Depends on your character sheet. If you don't think anything applies, then it's a D10.
Mm. Yeah, I'm just gonna do a D10. I don't think anything I had would apply to that. 7.
Nope. You can't really tell. I mean, she's probably all right. She's usually all right.
He'll just give his little goofy smile and then waddle his way over to the kitchen to make some toast. Collect the golf ball while he's doing so and stick it back under his hat.
As you are preparing yourself breakfast, we smash cut over to Lionel's breakfast table, where you, Lionel, are sitting with your parents, having some eggs and jam.
Oh yeah, jam. Lionel is very excited. Goes and puts some, like, kind of which kind of jam? Like a blackberry jam, a very kind of tart tasting spread. Adds a little bit of butter. Puts some bacon on it, an egg, all kinds of stuff, and makes kind of like this little fruity, savory sandwich, and it just wolfs it down.
Okay. I was very confused for a moment. I thought that the jam was like the main part of the meal and everything else was toppings for the jam.
oh, just like a jam
No,
and a little in an everything else sandwich. Yes.
Yeah, okay. There is actual bread. Got it.
There is bread. He's not just raw dogging jam like a monster.
I don't know. I'm pretty sure I did that
Raw
when I
dog.
was a kid.
Raw
I do that with peanut butter still.
That's a mood,
raw
though.
dogging it?
Just finger in the peanut butter.
Okay.
So your parents are having probably better made sandwiches, but in your opinion, much more boring. It's probably just like egg and cheese on bread. And your dad is reading the newspaper, and on the back of it, you can see Mr. Garm's face in another campaign ad. Mr. Garm for mayor.
Hey, Dad.
Yeah?
Who's this Mr. Gom? He kept showing up yesterday. Well, he showed up the one time, when we got lost, but do you know him?
The whole city knows him, but he's a filthy liar. Dear, not in front of Lionel.
He's a liar? What kind of... What was he lie about?
Well, some people, in order to get their way, will tell others anything they want to hear, regardless of whether or not it's true. You see the same thing in books sometimes, but it's much less common, especially in our library.
And that's bad.
Yes, that's horrible. Misleading others is not a good way to make friends.
Okay.
You have to be honest with them and with yourself.
So did he lie to you?
Well, he thinks he can clean up the city. At least that's what he says he can do. But the past 3 mayors have all made the same promise, and the city is as dirty as ever.
We can't just sweep it up?
No. There's some stains that are a bit too tough to sweep.
That's when they get those little sidewalk spray thingies.
Well, if Mr. Garm does get elected, I certainly hope he has a fleet of those.
That's like a boat army.
Sure, son.
Fleet? Okay. Well, I gotta go.
Where are you off to, dear?
I'm gonna go, get some information.
Make a check.
That's a 4.
4 is not bad. Well, make sure you're back in time for dinner, okay?
So what? 10 o'clock?
Before sundown.
Okay. I will watch the sun best I can.
Don't look directly at it. That's not good for you.
Really?
Yes, really. You'll burn your eyes out and go blind.
Ooh. That doesn't sound fun. Okay. Well, I'll see you at dinner, I suppose.
It's your favorite.
Is it really? Okay, I'll be back. And Lionel runs over and gets his big ass backpack. It's way too big. Straps on his little hiking boots and wraps his little Sparrow Scout scarf as Rambo style head wrap, and rushes out the door to go talk to Gullin, that boar we saw last week.
That's right. The 4 of you, after getting up, making your way out the front door, and getting to the park where you were cleaning yesterday, you all get there. Lionel, you are the last one to arrive. I'm going to ask, what are Vera and Amber doing when Trent and Lionel arrive?
I would say maybe Vera is talking to Amber about yesterday's the ghoul that was in the park yesterday, just talking with her about it, like kind of like negotiating or like kind of like expressing like, can you believe that happened? And especially Mr. Garm. I can't believe Garm didn't even notice at all. We're so lucky that we made it past unnoticed by that Mr. Garm.
You think that he's trustworthy?
I wouldn't say he's exactly trustworthy, but at the same time, when do you ever meet a magical, mystical, blue glowing bog or basically mythical being at all? I say it's not bad to trust it.
If you say so.
Lionel and Trent arrive at this point.
I'm coming.
Oh. Verily
Hi.
just waving. It's just waving. Kind of like, oh, hey, Lionel. Hey, Trent.
Hello.
Hello.
Trent
Did
has
I-
2 slices of toast sticking out of his mouth.
I didn't miss him yet, did I?
It's not
Not-
here yet.
Yeah, not yet. We're kind of negotiating about how lucky we were not being seen by Mr. Garm with the bog, basically. Or boar. With the boar. But we should probably start heading over to go see the boar. We don't want to keep him waiting. And also, I have no idea what's in store for us when we talk to him.
I don't know either, but I hope we get more information than watch out for the wolf. You know.
Yeah, well, I don't know what this wolf is, but I don't want to find out either. So, I'm ready when you guys are to head over. And Trent, do you want to eat your sandwich before we go over to the boar? I don't know if you'll be hungry for your sandwich.
There is this, like, again, this 1,000-yard stare, and then as if he is eating spaghetti more than he is eating bread, it just slowly both slices go into his mouth and then down his throat. Just
Okay. Well, I guess we're all set to go. You're kind of just eyeballing Trent in a very squint way, just very unsure how to take that, but ready to go anyway.
gives a thumbs up.
You make your way over to the alleyway where you met Gullin, and he's sitting there waiting for you, sort of in the middle of the walkway.
About time you showed up. I was wondering if you were gonna come at all.
Well, we're here. You're welcome. For at least remembering. She kind of pouts and just crosses her arms.
Hey, you're the one that wanted the information. And I know just where you can find some, more than even I know. Follow
Are
me.
you gonna
we'll
say
walk
the
and talk.
library?
I just came from the library.
That's where we find all our information. I believe the library has more information than you could have. But if you're just gonna send us to the library, it's not very helpful.
You have to get in the right way.
Oh, so you were
Oh.
talking about the library.
Oh, you're talking about the library.
Yes, I'm talking about the library. But you have to go in through the Vitra tunnels.
Can I do a check to see if I know about
See if you
Vitra?
know what Vitra are? Yeah.
Yeah. Meh.
I think, could I also make that check because I'm coming from like a plant family?
100%.
Now is a 2.
Nice.
Ooh.
That's a 3.
You both are familiar with Vitra. You know that they are small plant-like creatures with humanoid bodies and onions for heads. And they have a labyrinthine tunneling system underneath the city, mostly outside of it.
Yes, a Vitra tunnel. Get in that way, you'll get to the secrets that you need to know.
That's very dangerous. Is there a less dangerous way?
Could ask my dad.
Your dad?
My dad works for the library.
What part? On the top?
I think just a regular library. But you know, we could ask.
I don't think you want adults in on what you're actually doing. They aren't too fond of us bursty. You're all looking at me like I said something insane. That's what I am. I'm Gullin the Bursty.
Bursty?
Bursty. No boar that glows. One of the last of my kind.
I remember that. You're the only one left. I remember that.
Oh. Well, what happened to the rest of your kind, if I may ask?
Wolf.
Oh, yeah, the wolf. Now that we're on that
He thinks our
subject.
quills have something powerful inside them.
I
Like
see.
what?
Magic.
Well, I mean, you are quite magical, so I guess that's quite a fair assumption, right?
Not if it leads to all my friends disappearing.
True.
Well, now that we're actually on the subject of the wolf, what is the wolf, and why would it want your feathers, right? If I'm correct?
Quills.
My quills.
Oh, quills. Why does it want your quills?
It wants my quills because they're magic. As for what the wolf is, I don't actually know. That's what the creatures of the city have started calling it. The Nissa, the elves up north, the Vitra. Everybody's just calling him the wolf. All we ever see is a dark, four-legged form with green eyes.
And that's why we need to go to the library.
Yes. Hopefully you can find out more about it.
Okay,
Huh.
well,
Okay.
we'll do our best.
Unfortunately, I'm a little too big for Vitra tunnels. So my friend Rat here is going to take you.
And you emerge from the alleyway into a sort of like an empty lot. There is shrubs growing up against chain link fences all around it, weeds poking up through the dirt, and what looks like a large gopher hole off to the side at the base of one of the fences. And out of it pops a squirrel. Runs up to you.
Hey, Gullin!
Rat, it's good to see you.
Who are these guys?
This is Lionel, Vera, Amber, and Trent. They need to learn about the wolf.
Oh, dear. That's a terrifying thing to study.
I know. Can you take them to the library through the Vitra tunnels?
Well, sure. I know him like the back of my paw.
Well, I guess we're in for an adventure, guys. He's ready. She kind of elbows everyone.
I just have one request. When we get in the library, can you guys make sure to like wipe your feet off? Because my dad gets really mad when there's dirt in the library.
Yeah, of course, of course.
Oh, but we're gonna go through a tunnel. Are we gonna get kind of dirty anyway?
Well, it's rude.
Fine.
Who minds a little bit of dirt?
My dad. I don't care.
Yeah.
Uh,
I'm not
just-
scared of any dirt.
Trent gets a little goofy smile on his face.
Well, best of luck to all of you.
I'll see you again.
I hope so. I'm gonna see if I can find out more about where the wolf's territory is.
Oh,
We can
be
avoid it.
careful.
Thank you. Safe travels.
And Gullin
Oh.
turns around. You can hear his hooves clopping back through the alley.
Cat, hello, I'm Ember. Are you sure
Nice
this
to
is
meet ya.
safe? Yes, you too.
Mostly safe, yeah.
Oh dear, don't like that. I really like things that are just very safe, like extremely safe. Mostly safe isn't really that safe at all.
Well, you want to learn about the wolf, don't you?
Suppose.
Then follow me.
And the squirrel hops into the hole head first. And you're looking at it, and this hole is like barely wide enough for the biggest of you. Lionel, you have to
Trent's
take your
make it through.
backpack off. Trent's gonna barely fit. Lionel, you have to take your backpack off in order to get through.
Lionel's already kind of a chunky kid, so probably just squeeze.
I'm gonna say Trent, you're gonna the only one that's going to need to make a check to get through.
It's because I can't like fit down through this earthen hole, right?
Mm-hmm. You want to use it?
Yeah. Can I just to
Yeah.
push
You don't
the
need to make a
dirt
check.
out? Okay.
I'm going to have the rest of you make checks to notice. See whether you notice what Trent is doing to fit.
Oh, okay. Do you roll a d12 for that or a d8?
Depends on your character sheet. If you've got something like bad eyesight, that would have something on your character sheet that says you must use a d12 for this. You could have something that is a bonus. But if there's nothing on your character sheet that you think applies to this, roll a d10.
Not
Okay.
a 9.
4.
I got, let's see. Oh, I rolled a 10. That's not good
All
on this
right.
one. We're supposed to go for the lowest
Vera
number,
and
right?
Lionel 100% do not notice.
Oh, okay, yeah. I thought so.
But Amber, you notice, you don't actually see what happens, but you come out covered in dirt. So is Lionel, so is Vera, and so is Rat. But Trent comes through clean.
What? Is it dark down here?
No, there's enough holes in the tunnel to the
Okay.
surface where you can actually see.
Trent,
Hmm?
you look so very nice today. I don't know how you managed that.
Just like looks around. I haven't been through like tunnels and underground in a long time, so this is kind of nice.
Okay. For the rest of you still gotta wipe your feet.
Don't worry,
Fine.
we'll wipe it when we get there.
Oh yeah. Also, Squirrel, I didn't quite
It's
catch your
Rat.
name.
My
Okay,
name's
thank you.
Rat. Rat the squirrel.
Oh, me.
What? Oh.
I'm not gonna question it. Never mind.
Well,
Rat.
let's go.
Okay, we're going.
And Rat leads you through this winding set of tunnels. Fortunately, you know that your destination is the library. Otherwise, you would be completely lost within 5 minutes.
Oh.
Over time, the tunnels go from connected caverns to more individual tunnels, and there's a couple of squeeze points where you have to actually duck underneath in order to get through. But you do come to what looks like a very small round door. At this point, all four of you are just on your hands and knees, and Rat reaches for the central doorknob and turns and opens it. And he, wait a second, rubs his feet on the ground and then steps into the room beyond. Anything
Thanks,
anybody want
Rat.
to do
Yeah.
before you all follow?
Lionel will also wipe his feet.
Well, Vera will kind of like energetically stomp her feet on the rug, like kind of just stomping off the dirt, but like in a very excitedly way. Just like, come on, we gotta hurry up.
Brent will do the same, but most likely doing the thing to also help with that.
You're doing the thing again. I'd like everybody to please make checks to see if you notice Trent's thing.
I'm very certain that this is an unconscious decision by Trent.
Okay, so Trent doesn't know he's doing it.
It's
Another
just
4?
instinctual.
4.
5.
And what'd you get, Hope?
A 7.
Now, Vera and Lionel, you both notice what Amber was talking about earlier. Trent is very clean. Like, the rest of you are just filthy. Elbows, hands, knees, just covered in dirt. Trent's fine. Like, he hasn't even been down this tunnel.
How did you not get dirty at all? Trent, did you not climb through?
No, I climbed through.
Why aren't you
Kinda-
dirty?
Mm-hmm.
Vera
Gives a
looks
shrug.
Vera looks at Lionel like, do you understand? Do you know what? Do you understand? Okay.
I don't know.
Okay. I guess we're
Maybe I
gonna.
just know how to go through tunnels and not get dirty.
You
Shrugs.
gotta teach me that sometime.
I'll try.
That's certainly a skill. She kind of just shrugs it off, like kind of like thumbs up, like that's incredible. Anyway, let's go.
All right. Thank you for wiping
All
your
right.
feet. I appreciate that.
Well, unfortunately, being a squirrel named Rat, I don't actually know how to read. So, unless someone knows how to find books in this place, I would suggest we find some help.
I know how to read, and I got a friend named Dewey. Dewey Decimal System. So you ain't gotta worry about a thing, little rat.
All right, well, let's find your friend Dewey then.
Every bit of confidence Trent had going through the tunnels to this point is now gone. So he's just.
You finally begin to like take in the actual room in which you stand. And it's not like other levels of the library with organized rows of books, sorted very evenly by subject and by author. This is a large, very large cavern. You are on a landing that is on a part of a staircase that leads both upwards and downwards, and it's sort of like a spiral down to a central floor in the middle. This whole cavern is maybe 100 feet tall, 10 floors. You can see bookcases, not books, entire bookcases just haphazardly tossed into this mess of a wall that is just books everywhere. It doesn't look organized at all. You can actually see on the floor in the center there is a slightly glowing purple sigil on the floor. And you can see books themselves floating around, not being carried by any way, moving under their own power somehow.
I think
I have
my
to
friend
ask.
Dewey is left us to die.
Oh,
I don't think he's here.
Huh.
He left us to die. Are we going to die? I don't want to die. Not in a library.
This is the scariest part of the library I've ever seen.
You're scaring Amber.
It's the truth.
Don't-
My dad told me to not lie to people just to make them feel better.
He also told you not to scare people into getting into hystericals or anything. I don't think we're gonna die.
Well, we certainly need to find someone to help.
Well, now that we're all calm, I guess let's try to look around and see if we can find any help.
All right. Vera and anyone else that is looking for a person, give me a check to do so. And is anyone doing anything other than looking for a person? You want to like start sorting through books, try to figure out what's happening in this cavern?
Would Vera's naivety also, like, because she has a struggle of being naive, would that be effective of like not being able to notice if anyone is around?
I think naive is specifically for like common knowledge, and common knowledge went out the window the instant you entered the Vitra tunnel. So fortunately, being naive does not make you any worse at anything in this situation.
Okay, good.
How far are we from like a floating book?
There's one that actually floats right above your head within arm's reach.
I think at first Amber will like kind of like flinch out of instinct, but then also let the curiosity get most of her. She's gonna try to touch it, so that's kind of what she's doing at this.
As you just gently reach out and tap the book with a single finger, the book flutters and suddenly accelerates away from you to the other side of the room.
Okay, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. Oh.
Amber, are you okay?
Just, I'm fine. Did you find anybody?
I think I want to roll a lucky die for this. Can I be
Okay.
lucky? Okay, nice. I rolled a 6.
It takes you a while. You're not really sure where to start because this place doesn't have any obvious form of organization.
It's not looking like I can see anything as far as I'm searching. But I'll keep an eye out.
What are Lionel and Trent doing while Vera continues to look for people?
Lionel has the oh god. Oh. The like climbing talent or climbing skill. Can Lionel climb around? Is there like a plateau or anything that he can see that like might lead to like another level up?
So you have the trait climber, right?
Yes, that's the one.
So that actually just allows you to climb without needing to make any checks whatsoever, as long as it's like an actual climbable surface.
Great.
So with this giant backpack on, you just kind of like casually hop over the railing and start scaling the bookcases themselves. Where are you going?
Up. Looking for some sort of like landing to get like a view out, like a better vantage point of where we are.
Gotcha. You find a landing a couple floors up, still easily within sight of everybody else. Go ahead and make a check to see if you can spot anything of interest. And while you are making this, what is Trent up to?
So Trent is not good at talking to anyone that is not in the immediate circle of people he knows. And he is also not the brightest bulb. So looking for things is also not really within his purview. However, looking for things is a lot easier than talking with people. So he is just going to see if he can find any interesting books.
Okay, make a check to see if you see what books are on the shelf next to you.
3.
A 3, and your goal is to find an interesting book.
Yep.
You find a cookbook labeled PB&J's from Beyond.
Ooh.
You open it and start
Yeah,
flipping through. And you can see, it's obviously the pictures that catch your eye first. And you can see a sandwich that looks like a mimic out of D&D, a sandwich with teeth and a gaping maw, a tongue made of jelly. You flip the page quickly and you see another one that is absolutely minuscule, like placed on top of a penny for size comparison. You flip the page again and this sandwich appears to be in black and white. And you think that's like a printing error at first, but you read the instructions and it is entitled The Sandwich of Noir. And apparently it's a sandwich that just sucks in light and color into itself, and that enhances the flavor somehow.
Well, both Trent and Javante are enraptured by the concept of this book, so I'm just going to continue to read this book while everything else is happening around me until I am told otherwise.
You continue flipping through PB&J's from Beyond, and what was Lionel's check to see something from a vantage point?
I rolled a 1, baby.
A 1!
A 1!
Your vantage point was the right decision, because immediately upon turning around, you see a flash of light, just white, almost pinkish light. You see it again, and it's coming from like behind that set of bookcases. Another flash, and it's down on the ground level.
Hey guys, there's like a pink thing over there.
What do you mean, pink thing?
Like a
Vera kind of tilts her head a little bit at Lionel.
It's like a pink, like a pink flashing light on the ground. So
Vera,
watch out.
Watch out!
I don't know. Just keep your wits about ya.
Where is it in regard, like in relation to us?
When you crane your neck and take like a couple steps to the side, you can finally see around the bookcase in front of you, into getting a more clear view of the clearing, and it is on the ground floor on the opposite side of this cavernous room.
I feel like Vera would like want to go near it and want to like go closer towards it because she's so curious about what it could be. Guys, why don't we go check it out? I don't think it would be a bad idea to go see what this is all about. What if it's another boar?
Oh. But if it's not... Dang. I mean, alright, if you want to. I'll be right behind you. I mean, maybe not right behind you. I'll be very far behind you, but I'll be there.
She kind of like gestures over Amber to just fall behind her. And she's like, that's the spirit. Let's go for it. Come on, Lionel. Aren't you in?
I'm a little high up, but I'll watch. I'll keep an eye out.
Okay. It's just you and me, Amber. Okay, stay close.
Hey.
We will start like steadily heading over.
You start making your way down. You go down a staircase, get to another landing, climb down a ladder, and just as Amber ducks out of sight, Trent, you glance up from your book and realize that you have no idea where any of your friends are.
Oh no. I'm going to start. I'm going to start wandering in a direction.
Oh no!
Oh my!
That's the
So on
worst thing
point
you
for
could do
Trent.
in a fantasy world.
On point though.
I'd normally say make a check, but there's not a goal in mind. It's just wander in a direction, and that doesn't require a check. That's just dangerous.
Do you,
Oh my
do you want me to
goodness.
make a check to determine if I'm wandering in the direction they went?
I'm gonna just say roll a d10.
Cool. I love making
Wrong
bad
luck.
decisions.
Oh my.
Woo!
A 2.
2.
That's
All
pretty
right.
good.
You do you take the book with you?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Still like perusing the book, you look around, don't see anybody, dive back into its pages and start walking the opposite direction.
Yeah.
Yes. Just gonna keep going until I bump into something and then move slightly to the left of whatever I just bumped into.
Just a big wall slam. Bonk.
Lionel, from your vantage point, you can see all of this happening. You see Trent go one way, while Amber and Vera go another, and you actually quickly lose sight of Trent. But you can see Amber and Vera have made it to the ground floor and are walking across it to the flashing pink light.
Lionel's gonna climb back down the bookshelves to try and follow Trent.
All right.
I'm gonna double check because I picked a bunch of stuff of like things for kind of survivalist stuff. because I picked forest, not like city or cavern for
Library.
or the library biome. Yeah, so
All right, so you do your best to follow Trent. Go ahead and make a check. It's not a very high, not a very difficult check. You're only gonna need
Okay.
like a 7.
all right. I almost dropped it. Okay, it's a 4.
All right. It doesn't take you long to find Trent, and with some help, you manage to both steer into the same direction to meet up with your companions at the flashing light. Vera and Amber, you get there first. And as you approach, you sort of like take cover behind one of the bookcases, trying to hide a little bit. And you can hear a voice. Nobashni Vanos. Flash. Obashni Vanos. Another flash.
Vera's getting excited knowing the sound. Is that magic I hear?
Oh,
What? Who's there? Show yourself.
Vera kind of tries to like cover or anything, but I don't think there's anything to hide behind as we're going down.
The flashes have stopped. You can hear the clack, clack, clack of a person with a cane moving closer. And from around this bookcase appears a impossibly old woman, at least 100, barely able to move even with the cane. Her thin, frail body is very hunched over. She's wearing a half a dozen different scarves. Her wrists and entire forearms are covered in bangles. Her hair is matted and dirty, but filled with charms and twigs and all manner of magical trinkets. And her eyes are behind these orb-like spectacles that enlarge them to make her look like, if I remember right, the phrase used to describe Professor Trelawney is an ancient glittering dragonfly. This woman's giving off the same mysterious and magical vibe. Who's there? Show yourself.
Vera kind of very tempted to just peer out. Amber, we should go say hello. She knows magic.
I mean, that doesn't mean that they're a good person just because they know magic.
Well, I'm a good person and I know magic.
What if we get in trouble for being here?
But what if we don't and we learn some magic instead?
You're very optimistic.
As you already know. And how can I pass up the opportunity? Besides, my parents are kind of showing me the same old tricks, so if I can learn anything, I would want to take the chance anytime.
Right, if you say so. I'm behind you.
That's my favorite Amber. She like kind of like pulls Amber forward with her.
Oh, hello, children. What brings you to this portion of the Witch's Tower?
This is not the library. We were supposed to be at the library, and this squirrel named Rat, and it wasn't a rat, it was a squirrel, and we went down into the Vitra tunnels, and I found this bit. We found this place, but Trent, he wasn't dirty at all. And then
Peace, child. Everyone Everything is fine, I assure you. It's entirely normal and safe here in the tower, and we are only just beneath the library from whence you came. What's
Okay.
your name?
I'm Amber. This is Vera.
Pleasure to meet ya.
It's a pleasure to meet you as well. You,
Looking at Vera.
you have the eye of a curious one, don't you?
You'd be correct about that. If not that, then competitive also. And also, do you mind if I ask you, what magic were you conquering down here? I heard your wizard spells.
A pesky little thing. Oh, I'm sure it would bore you. It's nothing to be concerned about.
No. I want to know. She's kind of bouncing up and down in excitement, wanting to know more.
Are you sure? Well,
Yes.
maybe you and Hamin here can... I'm sorry, Amber, can, come inside and see my work.
Vera turns to Amber, looking very excited.
Amber, was that like some sort of Freudian slip that maybe?
Go ahead and make a check.
Okay. It's a 1.
Ooh.
Ooh. You. This is a very strange woman. And the way she's interacting with Vera seems normal. Seems like it's someone, like, you know, an old woman meeting a very curious child that wants to learn new things. You know, it's a classic and stereotypical interaction. But the way she looks at you, it's like she's seeing someone she hasn't seen in a very long time.
Come inside.
Amber,
Come inside.
Amber just looks to Vera and be like,
What about the others?
Oh, yeah. She kind of like deflates her arms, kind of like sagging. We might not be able to come right away. We have our friends back up over there. We kind of left our friends behind. We kind of need to go get them. We're a team, after all.
Oh, your friends, you say? What are their names?
Actually, did I ask you your name, by the way?
Oh, no, you had not. I'm glad you did, though. You can just call me the witch for now.
Okay, the witch. Well, our other friends, she kind of looks at Amber, kind of like wanting a nod in agreement to know if she should be telling the others' names.
Amber just shrugs.
Okay. She looks back at the witch. Lionel and Trent.
I see.
She pulls a twig out of the back of her hair and mutters under her breath.
Vona di nos, Galash ni vas, Lionel and Trent.
Snaps the twig. And flashback to Lionel and Trent, who were on the verge of becoming lost. You can no longer see the big clearing. You are wandering between bookcases that aren't in neat rows, and as you're beginning to duck under one that had fallen and is leaning precariously against another, both of you just disappear in a blue flash. And then the rest of you see a couple of blue lights coalesce from the ground, and then there's another blue flash, and Lionel and Trent are standing right in front of the witch.
Oh, hi guys.
Peace! Peace! You
must be Lionel.
How do you know my name?
Your friends here were kind enough to tell me, so I could summon you back from the depths of this strange place.
That's good. That's great.
Awkwardly closes the book.
Do we all notice the book, by the way?
At this
The
point,
book
you
you-
do.
Is it?
Did you get Trent? What's that book you have? What is that book?
Is it a book about PB&Js?
And it's a
What's it?
beautifully ornate cover with PB&J's from Beyond scrawled across it in gold lettering.
Wow.
It's really good.
It looks gnarly.
Now I'm hungry.
Ugh.
Well, I can serve you up some tea and snacks if you so like. Come inside.
You have snacks.
I heard tea.
And cautiously nods.
The witch turns and walks into between two bookcases that have formed sort of a steeple. And inside you can see looks like she lives here. You can see a large pentagram on the ground, taking up most of the room. But over to the side, you can see a bed covered in as many bangles and charms as she is. A sort of moth-eaten, old, used to be very colorful blanket. You can also see a much smaller bookshelf made of a different kind of wood than most of the library. It looks like her personal collection. You can also see an oven, like a stovetop, in one corner. And on it, you can smell some raspberry tea steeping in a pot as it begins to steam.
Trent, do you smell that?
Mm-hmm.
You swift the air, so Trent.
Mm-hmm.
So good.
Mm-hmm.
She grabs a hot pad, takes the kettle off, and pours into 5 china cups on a platter. After that's poured, she takes it over and puts it on a table that wasn't there when you came into the room.
Were the cups already there, all 5, or something that she laid out?
You didn't see her lay them out.
Well, Vera, was it? You would like to learn some magic?
You bet I do. She turns to the witch, absolutely excited.
Well, let me teach you something that has gotten me out of quite a few pinches. I like to call it a power enhancer, if you will.
Power enhancer.
Yes. I can sense you already have some magic inside you. So, why don't we see what magic you can do? I already know that 2 of your friends are capable of it, but what about you?
Well, I'm kind of like a half a lich. My mom is a lich, but my dad is human. So, I do have some good aspects to magic, and I've known a few tricks here and there. She kind of pulls out like her like spellcraft like book that she's been keeping with her in her back pocket.
Has the rest of the party seen this book yet?
She brought it with her today, but like she hasn't been like showing it off.
Okay,
But like it's just been
what
like
is
kind of
this-
in her arms.
Yeah, what does this book look like?
This book looks kind of It's like an arbitrary kind of like regular looking book. It looks like a notebook, so it won't be seen as like any kind of like outward look to other people. So when other people see it, it looks like a notebook. But when she pulls it out, it's actually like a spell book. So it's like the design cover of a regular notebook, but very purple, like, you know, it has inside spells.
And what power do you use to show off what you can do to the witch?
I think she wants to conquer. Let's see. The type of spells that I would want to conquer is, let me see real quick. I might need to have a little look back at the table because I had a little bit of input.
Okay, yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
As you start flipping through your notebook, and Hafu starts going through the SAGAS rulebook, trying to find what was originally on the sheet. The witch turns to you other three, and looks specifically at you, Lionel.
I've always been curious. What is it like? And I mean no offense to the two of you,
Looking at Amber and Trent.
but what is it like being friends with spirits?
What? What are you talking about? I guess I know a spirit now that I've met Gullin. But that's it.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I thought you knew. I thought the two of you had told him.
Trent confusingly looks at Amber.
Amber looks confusedly at Trent.
Do you two not? Oh, what an exciting day this is. Well,
What's going on?
I don't know.
Okay.
well, let me tell you, little Amber, that you have something very interesting indeed. I assume you've found that you get out of most situations unscathed, that luck seems to bend your way more often than it does for others.
Oh, my dad does say I'm very lucky, yeah.
Well, I don't think your dad knows about him.
She snaps her fingers, and there's a small flash out of the corner of your eye, and there's this, you see resting, hovering, maybe an inch above your shoulder, is this very dim, warm light, almost like a candle flame, but fuzzy, half there, half not.
Allow me to introduce you to Hamim, your spirit.
It's my what? Why? Why do I? Hello? Why do I have a spirit?
Oh, don't worry. Luck spirits are very, very kind. They ensure that whoever they attach themselves to makes certain decisions. You see, it has the power to bend your fortune ever so slightly to give you an advantage. Keeps you safe.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you, I suppose. Very nice to meet you.
She's kind of like looking at Trent with like wide eyes, like, what do I do?
Trent shrugs.
After a couple of seconds, the light fades back out of existence. But now that you're aware of Hamin's presence, you feel that warmth on the side of your neck and your cheek, like the touch of one of your parents.
And
I guess it's okay.
it's more than okay. You're very fortunate to have Hamin with you. But, Trent, dear, you are a bit of a different story. I'm not going to lie, when you first stepped through my threshold, I thought I was inviting a troll into my abode. But that's not what you are at all, is it? You're something new.
It just kind of scratches the back of his neck. I guess. Mom doesn't really talk about it a lot.
Well, I'm certain she would have a lot to say, should she choose to.
It kind of like looks around to see if there's any like rock or stone in the area around him.
You see a couple of, like a very small collection of crystals on a pedestal.
He will hold out his hand and see if he can get them to come towards him.
And what is the name of the power you are using?
I am using... Where you go? Saga sheet. I am using Control Earth.
As you concentrate, one of the crystals, the largest one with several spires sticking out of it, almost this pale rainbow sheen like an opal, but a crystalline structure like quartz, and still stuck inside its stone like a geode. It comes zooming towards you, and you catch it in your hands.
I see. Very interesting. You have a gift, Trent?
And bouncing it from hand to hand. I guess it's also why I really like tunnels. Just being around a bunch of earth.
Yes, it seems to be your element, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Well, Vera, have you found something you want to show me?
She kind of looks through her book still. I did try actually looking. I think I don't know about the spells yet in the SAGAS.
Okay. Are you, have you leveled up to 2 at this point?
Yeah, I leveled up 2, and I made
Okay.
sure I upped my efforts.
Perfect.
Well, in that case, I think I'll teach you one.
Oh,
This is
Okay.
just a little bit of teleportation. Like
Okay.
this.
She clicks her fingers and appears on the opposite side of the room. You blink, and she's gone.
whoa. Yeah, show me how to do that.
It takes a little bit of practice, and it also takes, let me see, this.
And she pulls a necklace off of one of her bedposts and hands it to you. And it looks like it's just a necklace of seashells.
Oh. Cool necklace. What?
Very
Do I wear it?
meticulously crafted. Now, if you wear this, and you concentrate, and you can start saying it out loud, but if you do it enough, you only have to think them. But you have to think the words Tevene.
Heavenay. Okay.
Tevene.
Heavenay. Okay.
Like this. Tevene! And she disappears and reappears on the opposite side of the room again.
Okay. I'm gonna try. She puts on the necklace and she tries to focus her thoughts and say, Heavenay.
Nothing happens. Don't be discouraged. It'll take you quite a bit of practice. But when you're wearing the necklace and you say Tevene, and you concentrate very hard on where you want to go, you should be able to get there. Up to a limited
Try to
range, of
eyeball.
course.
Oh, okay, yes. Vera eyeballs the room and see where and who she wants to teleport around. She kind of eyeballs around Trent and tries to focus her thoughts and squints and really focuses hard. Tavane.
Nothing happens.
Ah.
Don't be discouraged. Like I said, it will take lots and lots of practice. Once you get home, feel free to try it out as much as you'd like. And mechanically, you will be taking 1 rank into Teleport Minor on your next level up at the beginning of the next session.
Oh, okay. Nice. Also, I was gonna say, to the witch, Vera kind of looks a little bit at the necklace like, I might have to hide this a little bit. My mom would kind of freak out if she knew that I was learning any spells outside the realm that she was teaching me. She's kind of spooked out if I learned anything too advanced or out of her knowing.
No worries. My mother was much similar to yours. She didn't want me learning magic at all. But look where I am now.
Absolutely amazing. I hope that I'm able to learn spells more outside the realm. Maybe something different, or something wild. I want to explore all kinds of magic.
And here, I'm sure you can. But that wasn't the only reason you came here, was it? 4 of you came here looking for something. And as she says, 4 of you, you all look around and realize that Rat is nowhere to be seen.
Oh no!
Oh my.
Where's that squirrel rat?
Oh no, we
That-
lost him. We
Uh,
never get back. Oh, we're looking for the wolf, or information on the wolf. Do you know anything about the wolf?
I know everything about the wolf. She almost spits the words at you.
I'm sorry.
And that is where we are going to take our first break for this
Hooray!
episode. Don't worry, don't go anywhere. Well, go somewhere if you need to. Stand up, stretch, get some water, and we'll be back in about 10 minutes at the top of the hour. See you soon.
See you in a sec.
Welcome back, everybody. Thank you for sticking around. Let's see. Where were we? We were in the middle of the Witch's Tower. This mess of bookshelves and books everywhere. And we found a little alcove where an ancient witch lives. her cozy little hovel surrounded by bookshelves tilted against one another for shelter and hiding. You've discovered that Amber has a luck spirit named Hamin, has been with her probably her whole life at this point. You've also discovered that Trent has Earth-related powers somehow and is not actually a troll.
Well, so what? We're gonna say anything, or?
I think exactly where we left off was
let me tell you about the wolf, right?
yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah.
I know everything about the wolf.
Then say more. Seem upset, like he's not a good guy.
I'm very upset, and he's a horrible guy.
Who is he?
Unfortunately, I can't tell you. My hands are tied, and I must apologize for what comes next.
Huh?
Huh?
She snaps her fingers, and there's another blue flash like she teleported, but this time something else appears in her place. You see this strange worm floating in the middle of space with 3 holes on the front. Like, you can't tell what's an eye and what's a mouth. Are they all eyes or are they all mouths? And it's striped with orange and blue all the way down its body. For those that recognize the show, she has just switched places with a juvenile time worm. And I need all of you to please make reaction checks as we start the first combat of our show.
Ha!
Why? Why has she done this?
He just
I-
mentioned the fox. The fox? The wolf.
I am hesitant, so I have to roll at a d12.
Yes. I will ask for everyone's initiative momentarily.
Okay.
And if those of you listening want to follow along with the rules that we're actually going to be using much more heavily for actual combat, the free version of Sagas is available on DriveThruRPG right now if you just search Sagas Beta Playtest.
I will make sure I link it also in my chat so everyone can go check out.
Thank you. All right. Let's see. Where's that monster? Okay. All right. Did anybody get a 1 for their reaction check?
Nope.
2. 3.
Yes.
3.
2 3s.
Mm.
Wonderful. So Amber and Trent will be going at the same time. 4.
I rolled a 5.
I got a 4.
Wow. Y'all did actually not too bad at all.
Sounds flippin' fast. Can't even see me.
Unfortunately, the worm got a 2.
No!
Aye.
Lionel, then Vera. All right. The worm, first up, the worm is going to fly straight towards Lionel, because Lionel was the one that was addressing the witch right before she transported away. Lionel, please make an avoid check for me.
Okay. Sure. That sounds great. I just roll a d10 if I don't have anything special.
You just roll a d10.
Oh, okay, great. A 3?
If you don't have anything special, yes. A 3 is a success. This worm uncoils from midair, lets out a piercing "Rah!" and streaks towards you. You nimbly dodge out of the way as the worm sails past and then spins around, readying itself for another dive. But that's the end of its turn. Trent and Amber, which of you would like to go first?
I think because Amber is hesitant in nature, I think Trent should go first.
I can do that.
That tracks.
Trent still has the crystal.
Yes, he does.
Trent's instinctive reaction is going to be to, like, stuck it. And, of course, I'm going to try to control the earth just to make it baseball throw harder to hit the worm.
Amazing. Go ahead and make your attack with Control Earth.
Nice. Doot. Use a D10. That is a 2.
And that is a hit. You deal 1 point of damage as the rock goes pelting towards the worm and grazes it mid-air, and you can hear it, and you see that classic little bit of like 3 lines that indicates damage on a cartoon character that just appear on the side of its body.
Sorry.
Amber, acting faster than you're used to. What do you do?
Amber's first instinct would be to, like, hide. I don't know if that's a complete action to try to, like, dodge out of the way and kind of find somewhere to duck.
Yeah, you can definitely make a check to try to hide from this thing.
Okay, I am soft-footed. Would that help in this situation?
Absolutely. As you get out of sight and begin to move quietly.
That's a 2.
You feel very stealthy, and that warmth from your shoulder pulses again, and you feel calm as you duck just outside of the entrance to this room. Lionel.
And cool.
Oh, go ahead.
No, I was just making sure that was a full turn.
Yes, that was your movement to get out of the room and your action to hide, and that's all you get. Lionel.
Great, awesome.
I'm gonna climb. Can I just climb to get away?
You can. There's not a whole lot of space to climb in here. I mean, it's basically 2 bookshelves just tilted against each other.
Well, I'm gonna punch it. I'm gonna punch it. I don't know.
You don't have any weapons, do you?
I have no combat skills.
Amazing. All right. That is going to be a D12 because it is an attack without
great.
anything that's considered a weapon.
Cool. Give me 1 second. Oh. Great. At 12.
A 12. A perfect failure as you just yeah. You like punch this way leading with like the outside of your hand, and you just miss entirely. It is very clear you are quite far out of your depth with fisticuffs.
Vera just like look at him and just say boo.
All right, Vera, your turn to show Lionel how it's done.
I've never punched a snake.
I'll show you how to punch a snake. She runs up and kind of just tries to one-up him with her competitive spirit she has.
Okay. Are you just going to punch?
Yeah, I'm gonna punch. I'm gonna try punching harder.
All right. That is also going to be a D12 because it's an attack without something that's considered a weapon.
Okay. Lucky.
You seem very optimistic for someone who just is trying to fight this giant worm thingy.
I rolled a 2.
Amazing. That is a hit, and your fist collides with the side of this worm, and it sends it flying across the room as it smacks against a bookshelf, and quickly it recovers.
And
It
that's how you
rotates
punch
slightly
a
and
snake, Lionel.
It rotates slightly, and one of the holes on the front of its face opens up, and the other two shrink down, and it looks like its face is tilted to the side, eyes squinting, and mouth open wide. Next up, back to the top with the worm. The worm did not like that, and is going to dive straight towards you, Vera. If you'll please make an avoid check. And
Okay.
everybody else, remember that when you fail a check, you get 1 point of effort back.
Okay. We're doing it with a D8, right?
What do you have on your sheet that gives you a D8 for avoiding?
Oh. Let me see real quick. Ooh. With avoiding. I don't think anything that gets me a D8 with avoiding.
The only things I can think of would be like a dodge talent or a shield. I don't think you have either of those.
Yeah, I don't have that.
All right, D10.
Okay, D10 that is. Okay. I'll make sure I go good at my D10. And I rolled a 9.
That is a failed check. Unless
Ah.
someone wants to help. You can still help at this point by spending 2 effort. And give Vera 1 more die on the check.
I will spend 2 effort.
All right. How does Lionel help Vera?
Lionel is like just whiffed at this worm and is like, I don't know how to punch a snake, but I can grab it. Just tries to like wrap his arms around it, trying to like hold it back in some way.
All
Wow,
right.
that's the spirit, Lionel.
Go ahead and make that avoid check again.
Okay. That is a 5.
And a 5 is not enough.
Dang it.
The as you're like 2 seconds too late as your arms, Lionel, your arms swing and you grasp onto where the worm was a fraction of a second ago, and the worm careens towards Vera, and you all see the worm just pass right through her. And suddenly you can see Vera changing, hair growing. One of Vera's bows falls out, and you can see Vera age about 5 years. And Vera, you lose 1 point of health.
Oh. And
You also get the wound age.
okay.
And
There
next
we
to
go.
it, you can write severity 1 plus 5 years.
1 plus 5 years.
So, how old would Vera look to us now? Like 14?
That's up to you,
Hmm.
Hafu. How old is 5 extra years on Vera?
Vera is definitely like around 15 to 14 years old now. And she's kind of just looking at herself, like looking around, like, oh, what the? I'm older! My mom's gonna freak out!
And as Vera is freaking out, Trent, you're up.
I just used the crystal and it went somewhere. Trent is going to very clumsily put both hands together and just try to axe handle the worm thing.
All right. Go ahead and make your attack roll with that D12 for no weapon.
Okay. Where's my D12? You. Plus. 1!
Nice.
Let's go!
Literally lands a crit. Right as this thing passes through Vera, Trent, you're waiting there with both fists clenched together, and you go straight down, wham, and smash this thing into the floor. You feel something pop inside the worm underneath your blow, and with a 1, that is a crit, and the worm takes 2 damage. Starts writhing and rises back up into the air. Amber, you're up.
I don't know if I could do this in a full turn. This is my first fight, but I think the instinct would be for Amber to craft some sort of weapon with the things around her. I don't know if that's something you can do.
You look around you, and I'm gonna need your creativity here, because pretty much all you see around you, at least on the outside of this room, since you're hiding away from the worm, is books. And like the bookshelves, I suppose, as well.
Okay. I guess if I can't reach anything, I was kind of picturing like, you know, if she had crystals or broomstick or something, but I'm also willing to just throw books.
Okay, so you want to make an attack roll by throwing a book, or you want to try to craft something that could actually be considered a weapon and usable?
How bad does the worm look? How badly damaged?
That hit from Trent took a significant amount out of it. It is like writhing, and you can see where Trent hit it. It's still like bent.
Okay, I think in this moment then, just gonna throw a book of some very heavy book of some sort or something. I guess it's a
You pick
D12.
up an encyclopedia of mushrooms and fungi and just lob it towards the creature. You were hidden from it, and it doesn't know where you are right now, which means you get an additional die on this attack.
Oh.
But you are using D12s because encyclopedia of mushrooms and fungi is not considered a weapon.
Drat. All right, here we go. 4. It's my lowest.
A 4 is a hit. And this encyclopedia just collides with the top of the worm, its head, if you will, and it just wham hits it. And you can see like this purple lump immediately begin to form on the side of it. And it screeches out again in pain as it tries to get a hold of its surroundings again. After Amber is Lionel.
Lionel is gonna take another uncoordinated swing. That's a 6. That's not gonna hit though. I think it would be safe to say that at this point, Lionel is like freaking out. You know, just one of his friends turn into a teenager. So that's like etched into his brain. Yeah.
Okay.
That's about, that's all I got.
So you're spending your turn panicking.
I'm spending my turn panicking.
All right.
Lionel,
Amazing.
please do something.
I tried! It didn't work!
Vera, you're up.
Vera is still astonished by how much she's like now older, and she's just looking at her arms like, Lionel, don't just stand there. She's kind of just trying to finicking, just like trying to keep herself calm, but also looking at Lionel, trying to keep him calm, but also at the same time ready to fight. So she kind of aims for the worm again, kind of running towards it again, just ready to attack it with her fist again.
All right. Go ahead and make another attack roll, this time also using a D12.
Okay, let's go. That is a 7.
That is not going to hit. You whiff as the worm starts to get its bearings back, and it lifts into the air straight up about 2 feet, and you just hit nothing but air. And it is the worm's turn, and this time it takes a dive towards Amber. Hope, if you'll please give me an avoid check.
I have the dodge talent, so this will help.
Yes.
Oh, I have.
Yeah.
So this
Thank
is a
God
melee.
one of us does.
Yes, this is
Yeah.
melee. So the worm moves
I have-
outside of the room, the zone that everyone else is in, and into your zone. So it moves one zone and attacks you in melee.
Okay, so I have 2 ranks, so I think I just use a D8 on this,
Mhm.
and that is a 1.
Perfect success as you dodge around the side of the worm. Instead of hitting you, it hits some of the books along the bookcase, and you can see immediately they begin to the pages inside begin to yellow, and the wood begins to sink down slightly as it ages rapidly. It is Trent's turn, and Trent is going to use Control Earth while we wait for Javante to get back. Trent goes over to the crystal table, picks up a larger one. This one very, very pointed at the tip. Runs outside of the runs outside to help you, Amber, and just shouts, "Amber, get down!" Throws the crystal, and it's way off course, but autocorrects like a heat-seeking missile and careens towards the worm. He gets a D10 with this attack, and that is a 7. It just collides with the bookcase, knocking a dozen of them off of the shelf. That is Trent's turn. Amber, you're up.
Did that crystal land anywhere near me?
Yes, right at your feet.
Can I use that? Am I in melee range, or could this be a ranged attack?
You are currently in melee range.
I'm in melee. I'm gonna just try to hit this thing. Like, if the crystal is pointy enough, I'm gonna use it kind of like a stab. If it's not, I'm just gonna hit it really hard with the crystal. All
right, it's pointy enough. Still not a weapon per se, so D12. Okay. But it's absolutely enough to do damage if you hit it hard enough.
Okay. That's a 2.
That is a hit. As the worm swims by through the air, you stick the crystal out and open up a scratch along its side all the way down as it screams again in even more pain. Next after Amber is Lionel.
I'm trying to think.
Fortunately, the room is out. The worm is out of the room now.
Okay. Can I use? Well, are we trying to go after this worm, or are we just trying to like not be near this worm anymore? I'm asking the party.
It looks like your friends are attacking it over and over again. All 3 of them have attacked it at this point.
Okay. Just because combat has not been going so well for my character, I want to see if there's a way for... Oh, I'm gonna use my phone and call my dad.
Dad, come pick me up.
Dad,
I'm scared.
Please.
Lifeline.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do with my turn. I'm gonna dial Dad 11.
Let's start it now. Hashtag Dad11.
Dad 11.
Dad 11, please.
Is that my turn, or how? I'm assuming like a round is like a few seconds.
A round is, a little bit shorter than it is in D&D, but as with any good cartoon, talking is a free action.
Great.
So you hear it ringing. Hello?
Daddy, help us! We got this worm! We got this worm in the library! You gotta help us! Help! Dad!
Vera's looking at Lionel like, what are you doing?
Slow down. Where are you? You're in the library?
There's a worm! A big snake thing! I don't know what it made. My friend tried it with older.
Right. I will. Are you downstairs? Upstairs?
I'm in the library! It's like under the library.
Library? Like. Son, you're not making any sense.
It's a really tall room. It's like a cavern. It's like a cave.
You're in the... Oh.
There was a witch and she turned into a worm.
Oh my god.
So you're... It's okay. It's okay, Lionel. It's just a worm. It can't hurt you.
No, it's really big and it made my friend turn into a teenager. I don't know what's happening, Dad. Please, you have to help.
And we'll cut to Lionel's father's imagination thinking Lionel is freaking out at a particularly large earthworm.
Huh.
And that will be Lionel's turn. Vera, you're up.
Look, if I can't be useful in combat, I'm gonna make jokes. That's my job.
Could Vera just be staring at Lionel astonished by like the level of the panic? Just like very
Yes.
unsure how to go about the situation. Just like so is your dad coming to save us, or are we? What's gonna? She's
He's not
kind of
being-
just worried about.
He's not very responsive right now.
Oh. Okay. Well, I guess she doesn't know what else to do but except the fact tries to eye the worm and see if it's like aiming to attack or dive in at anyone else. Is there like any way
yes,
she can
it
check
is.
for that?
You and Lionel are currently still inside the witch's room, while Amber and Trent are outside, just outside the door, fighting with the worm.
Yeah, I'm trying to make sure like an eyeball, like see if it's like aiming for its next attack at one of my friends. Is it possible
It
that
looks like it's aiming for Amber again.
Okay. I think mostly I would just give a heads up to Amber for next turn. Be like, hey Amber, the worm looks like it's gonna be aiming for you again.
Still holding the crystal at arm's length.
Yeah.
Is there any way I can help with the crystal that she's holding?
If you wanna do a help, that is, you don't actually have to use an action for that. You can just that's just a response to whenever one of your allies is making a roll, which Amber's about to do. As the worm
Okay, then, yeah.
dive bombs again towards Amber, go ahead and give me another avoid check.
Okay. It's a D8. Come on. That's a 1! How am I doing this?
This
Whoa.
is
I'm
gonna
like killing it.
No help needed
What?
as the
How can
worm just flies again, turning some books old, but Amber remains unharmed. Next up is Trent, who is going to sorry, Amber, and you feel the crystal still in your hands yank you forward as it starts flying on its own towards the worm. And he is going to make another attack roll. And with a 4, you feel the crystal stab into the side of the worm once more. And at this point, the worm is like writhing in pain, barely alive. Looks like it's got 1, maybe 2 hit points left. And Amber, you are up.
Amber's going to gonna try to take one more hit on this thing with Did she let go of the crystal whenever it stabbed into this creature, or?
I was imagining you were still hanging on to it and
So
the crystal was dragging you along with it.
Yes. Okay, I like that. Then I think she's just gonna like pull it out and try to, do the same kind of either hit or stab that she did before.
Okay. Another attack
So
roll.
this will be a D12. And then I'm really hoping I miss because I'm really clumsy and I want to see what I hit. It's a 6.
A 6 is indeed a miss. So what does clumsy do again?
When you miss with a melee attack, you hit an object of the GM's choice within melee distance that isn't being worn or held. Example like a fire extinguisher.
Okay, I will preface this with I like chaos. Earlier, the worm had hit the bookcase and the wood started to age and rot. And you take out a corner of it, the bottom corner of this bookcase that makes up, the witch's sort of front door, and it begins to topple. sideways, and all the books come tumbling down, and the two that are holding up the ceiling of the witch's home also begun to shake and rumble as they're about to start careening down, covering this in literature. That is your turn. Lionel, you're up.
I'm still on the phone with my dad.
Yep.
Dad, can you please help us, please?
You're really, really far down, son, but I'm on my way. Don't panic.
I know I still have really good reception. I'm really surprised. Okay, I'll wait here and try not to age.
What? Right, I'll come get you. Don't worry
Okay.
about anything. Just stay right there and I'll find you. And he hangs
Okay,
up.
Dad. He's on his way, gang.
I know.
I'm gonna say you definitely still have an action and some movement left, if you want.
I will run away. I'll run to a corner.
Oh.
You're still underneath the collapsing ceiling of bookshelves.
So the worm is leaving.
The worm, Amber, and Trent are just outside of this entrance. The door to the entrance has the bookshelf that was like slightly ajar as if it were a door is like gone. It has fallen over, and it appears that it was a load-bearing bookshelf because the ceiling of the room itself is now starting to come down.
Okay.
You and Vera are still inside the room that's about to collapse.
Okay. I think Lionel is just gonna try and like keep up with the worm then. If the worm is headed towards the entrance, just to get out of there.
All right.
Yeah?
Lionel tries to get out of there. With your movement and your action, you actually pass the worm, pass Amber, pass Trent, and you're out into the, starting to run into the middle of that, the floor of that enormous cavern, just out into the open.
I am also sure-footed, so I'm fast.
Oh yeah, there is nothing that can stop you when you want to get places. All right, that's Lionel's turn. Vera, you're up, and you're the last one inside the collapsing room.
Okay. Am I still close enough to attack the worm, right?
If you move outside the room with the worm and everybody else, yes, you will be.
Okay, then I do so. I try to attack it with another good whopping old punch again.
All right, go ahead and roll to punch worm.
Okay. That'll be a good old 4. Does that
And
hit?
a 4 is enough. How does this punch defeat the time worm?
Vera is like wounding up her arms, like winding it up. And she's like, "This is for scaring Lionel!" And just goes diving in.
And as your fist collides with the side of the worm, it like sort of screams again. And it's very weird, like a portal opens up along its face, and the portal swallows this creature from head to tail and closes, and the scream fades, echoing into the room. The worm is gone. The room that the witch lived in has collapsed behind you. Andre, you hear the scream, you stop, and you turn around, and you can see Amber still holding on to that crystal. Trent, blank-eyed and confused as ever. And Vera, the 15-year-old.
No, Vera would
And
be
it
standing
is-
very proudly. Just be like, let's go, teenage angst.
And that is where we are going to close out tonight's episode of Hilda in Sagas. And we're going to pick up with the aftermath next week. Wonderful.
Ooh.
Thank you all for
That's-
playing. Thank you all for viewing. I hope you enjoyed this as much as we did. It's cozy chaos, exactly what the Hilda show is. If you liked this one, make sure you come back next week, same channel, same time, for our third episode, our penultimate, third of 4. So, thank you for watching, and let's do some outros real quick. Hi, I'm Dennis. You can find me at all the socials at okayest__DM. This Sagas is my game. These wonderful people have, for some reason, agreed to play it with me, and I am ever thankful. If you want to learn more about Sagas, the Kickstarter will be going live on January 8th. You can find that, if you're not watching this too far in the future, you can find that on my channel right now. You can go and hit that notify me so that you can be live with us when we hit the launch button for that Kickstarter. I've been very excited about this for a long time. If you want to learn more, there should be links in the doobly-doo. Let's go with the player of Lionel. Andre.
Hello. I'm the player of Lionel. I'm Andre, pronouns he, they. You can find me at Andre Vera Art and at my website, Andre Vera Art, or andrevera.art, where you can see my illustration portfolio of the games I've designed, the actual place I've been in, and a few podcasts too. If you're interested in working with me, shoot me an email. That's it.
Awesome. Hafu.
Hi, I am the voice behind Vera. I am Hafupan. If you want to find me, you can find me on Twitter, on any other social media under the name Hafupan. I will always be out to be reachable. Any kind of DMs, let me know. But besides all that, you can always find me over here playing as Vera.
Yay. And last for now, but certainly not least, Hope.
Hello, I'm Hope Lavelle. I am Ember, but you can follow me on the socials at the Hope Lavelle. You can check out that for things I do.
Which is a lot. Hope does a lot of things, guys.
Yeah.
All right. And you also all know Javante, who played Trent tonight, at Javante. He will be back with the rest of us next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. Thank you, everyone, for watching. And remember, everything is going to be okay. Have a good night.
Bye, everyone.